If your child is 4 years old, like mine, and you are looking to develop their swimming skills, but not quite sure what to practice at the swimming pool, here are some easy hints and tips that you can do every time you guys visit the pool. One of the most important things to practice with your child is holding onto the wall and doing their kicking. When they kick their legs, they need to keep their legs together and their feet must be floppy. Of course, sometimes they might get a little distracted, but keeping them focused on that wall is an easy way to get them back to doing the activity. So remember, get them to put their faces in the water, legs together, floppy toes, and just kicking with a flutter motion up and down, creating as much splash as possible. The kick originates from the hips, so encouraging your child to kick their entire leg up and down is the best way to get them to propel themselves forward. Once they've practiced their kick, getting them to push off from the wall and just kick over a period of 5 to 10 seconds before encouraging them to breathe. My son does a doggy paddle style breathing at the minute because we like to practice his treading water, but getting your child to breathe anywhere they can, rolling onto their backs, whatever they feel comfortable with. So get them to practice this a few times from different points of the wall, and again encourage them to keep their faces in the water. And if they like to blow bubbles, you can also practice this. So getting them to hold onto the wall, take a big breath, and of course exhale either through their mouths or through their noses. My son prefers to exhale through his mouth, but we are of course still practicing bubbles through the nose, which he does achieve every now and again. The next activity is then to encourage your child to use their front crawl style arms. This is where they have their arms coming over out of the water and reaching forward, pulling the water back. It looks like this from on top of the water, again getting those arms all the way out as well as kicking at the same time. We start with the distance of maybe 5 meters and then we increase it to about 10 meters. As I say, my son is 4 years old and we have been practicing these for a little while. So if your child is new to doing arms, then of course just practice over a shorter distance. Another activity, which of course children love to do at this age, is diving for various rings or toys underwater. We like to start on a depth of about 1.5 meters, getting him to hold his breath and then push his head all the way down and keeping his legs straight above him, almost as if you were going to perform a handstand. However, you want to encourage your child to not kick because of course this does make their bodies come out of the water. So encouraging them to take a big breath, push their heads all the way down and flip those legs directly above them in a handstand type motion. This will then push their bodies all the way down and help them to retrieve those objects. Of course, they may need a little bit of a push, and you can do this by pushing onto their arms or their shoulders. Of course, having fun in the water is the most important thing at this age. We do what we like to call a little bit of accidental learning, where we practice a few activities, go back to playing, and then, of course, going back to those various learn to swim activities. The most important thing is, of course, exposure to the water. So the more times you can take your child, the better. I hope you enjoy practicing the activities. Happy swimming!